Hey everybody, Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. My battery's low. I didn't know it was so low. I might have to make this a more brief video than I wanted. It's partly sunny on and off today. We got a lot of snow, which I shoveled, but I've shown you a lot of shoveling and solar panel sweeping videos, so I spared you that today. But I do want to talk to you about solar power, off-grid living, and the like, and talk about from some very shocking and revealing things. Some of you are going to be like, well, yeah, that's obvious, and others are going to be shocked and horrified at what I'm about to tell you. But none of these things I'm about to tell you should be a surprise or are secrets, and everything that I'm about to talk about has been revealed in our videos regularly. But I don't know, I won't be able to watch my camera and see if it goes off on me. Let me see what I got left in this battery. A lot of power in the solar panels. I'm blocking one of my panels though while I talk, but I wanted to make this video for you today and clear up some things that I've seen people talk about. One thing is that we are not 100% off the grid all the time. Sure, if there's a power outage, we are comfortable. Nothing affects us at all. Days like today, no problem. We're running fully on solar power. But I've never made it a secret. Actually, I made videos telling people that we are keeping the power grid connection because we have a child. Part of the reason we moved here was to have a, in quotes, normal house and normal electricity and normal everything because we had a child on the way, and people were already vowing to turn us into CPS when she was born, and then have carried through with those threats. So having the power grid is a necessity for us, not that we want it, but because we need it for to protect our daughter from being taken away because of all the things people are saying. Anyway, so we're going to continue to pay for the grid, always. It is how it is, and that's just how it is. Not because of necessity, but because of protecting our daughter. Now, because it's there, we use it as a backup instead of using a generator on cloudy days when there's no power coming through the solar panels or not enough. Most people would use a generator to make sure that they don't wreck their batteries. Whereas here we have, and I've made videos of this, there's no secrets here. We have the grid as a backup to feed into our solar power to make sure the batteries don't die. And yeah, there's no secrets, so I don't know why there's these weird rumors going around that we're lying. But we use solar. That is our primary source of power, and to every extent that it's available, we use every watt we can out of solar, and only use the grid as a backup as needed, as an off-grid family would do using a generator to make sure their batteries aren't wrecked. We use the grid instead because it's cheaper, which leads me to the primary reason why we have these solar panels is to save money. It's not the lifestyle is fun, it's great, and I love it, but Melanie likes her comforts. And so the idea is to save money. So a lot of people go to work and they slave away to improve other people's lives. And I don't like that. I prefer to work for my own self so that and save costs on paying the bills. So by reducing our power consumption, we have more money at the end of the month for our own lifestyle. So our lifestyles are improved maybe even more than some people who are working what you would call a normal job and paying normal bills. A lot of them don't have the luxuries we have at the end of the month because they're spending more on the bills. I prefer to use my money to have a better lifestyle than to give it to somebody else at the end of the month. So I plan on tripling what we have available. And then we won't have any need for any type of a backup ever. Although we will keep the power grid because we have a daughter and we get turned in for things we didn't do wrong. And so we will continue to pay the grid. So it's there. It doesn't mean we have to use it all the time. And today with Son, I don't think there's no need for it. Melanie washed clothes and I'm working on the computer, but if we have more panels, then on cloudy days and longer periods of clouds, we won't have to worry at all about any type of a backup, whether it be a reverse grid tie scenario like I've showed you on video, where the grid helps backfeed in on bad times, or generator, as most off-grid homesteads would have. What really gets me though is that people who are living off the grid and using gas to run a generator, nobody screams at them. But if we're using solar panels primarily and occasionally use cheaper grid to backfeed and charge the batteries on a bad day, people have fits. I realize there's something there, but we can't change that because we have a child. We have to have the connection. So I often use the term off-grid tiny house or off-grid homestead, but you have to realize I'm still self-employed. I still make YouTube videos primarily for a living, and as long as it's paying the bills, I'm going to continue to do so. And I don't get any benefits from anybody else. We as a family have no benefits from anyone. We don't have any government help or support or welfare, contrary to what people have been telling you. Because the very fact that Melanie is an immigrant, we cannot, for the next 10 years, or for the first 10 years, we cannot have any government benefits at all, or she will be kicked out. The very fact that Melanie is still here shows you that we don't have any benefits, or she wouldn't be here. And you can be sure we've been turned in for violating every single crime under the sun, because I've read the bragging about everything we've been turned in for. So you can be sure that if we had any benefits, as we are accused of doing, then she wouldn't be here. And that just disproves the theories that that's floating around. So now at the end of every one of my videos, I say, follow our videos as we strive to become fully self-sufficient and off the grid on a budget. So I don't claim to be fully off the grid, and I'm not trying to deceive or lie to anybody or confuse anybody. I say it at the end of every single video. There's no lies, there's no deceit there. So I'm not doing this this video is not for the little green men. This video is about people who are confused based on what they've read, and just to clear things up. So we use solar to the fullest extent. Upstairs there's a solar panel in my window, and that lights up the upstairs with the solar powered generator that I've shown you. And the bathroom is lit by solar powered lights. It just is a convenience. It's a way of life now. Some people think it's inconvenient to be off the grid, and to me it's no difference to flip on a switch on the wall or to flip on a switch on the light next to it. If I gotta flip the switch, it's the same amount of work to flip a switch on or off, whether it's solar powered or grid powered. So I prefer to use the solar powered and save money, so that at the end of the month we have something left over for ourselves to have a better lifestyle. That is the bottom line of it all. We have one thing we cannot and have not been able to get off the grid is the pump. It uses massive amounts of power, and I've talked about that before. There's no secrets and nothing hidden. It's all in my videos. I've talked about the well is on the grid. I can't afford that. We've only got 1,600 watts of solar in peak sunlight. So the well is on the grid. We can't change that. Now we can reduce our costs by using natural sources of water and heat it on the wood stove, melt it. and use it, or use rainwater. We can reduce costs further by using what nature provides for us, although the grid is still there. If we want it, it's there. I just prefer myself not to rely on it. Melanie washed clothes and she didn't care where the power was coming from. Didn't matter to her. So she was running purely on solar power today. And she's happy. As long as the machine works, that's all that matters. So she has her conveniences. She knows, okay, I can flip this switch on the wall on, or I can flip on this switch here and have free energy. So she uses this one. It's her choice. It's there. But she uses the free energy because that gives us more money for family time at the end of the month. And that's the key to it all. That's the primary thing. I use the words off-grid project because it is a project. That is definitely another thing that's open. I do use the word off-grid homestead and off-grid tiny house because we are striving to become fully off the grid. And one day we will be, how do I say, one day we won't even need the grid as a backup at all because we'll have enough solar panels, but still we're going to pay for it. So I know some people are going to say, oh, you're not off the grid then. Well, I can't please everybody. It is how it is. But we're always going to keep that because of our daughter. If that bugs you, then I guess there's other channels to watch because I can't change that. As long as people are turning us in for things we didn't do wrong and trying to get our daughter taken away and my wife deported by any means possible, then we got to do what we got to do. We don't want to pay for the grid connection. It's $30 a month. I'd rather not, but we have to. So, and that's probably going to always be that way. But doesn't mean we're not going to use the solar power to the fullest extent every day, whenever we can, and pay less. The term's off-grid. I make a living on videos. I've already clarified we don't get any benefits from anybody, and we make our own way. So that being a fact, then I have to use keywords that are going to draw in views. And it's not deceitful, because we do use the solar power and strive to be fully off the grid. And one day we'll have triple the solar panels and we won't have reliance on the grid at all. We'll pay for it, but we won't need it ever at all in any way, shape, or form, not as a backup for anything. Because our level of use is at a certain standard right now that more power is only going to be necessary for cloudy days. This is enough for us. This is all we need. But more power is important for cloudy days, and that's the key right there. So longer periods of cloudy days. There was a period where we had quite a few days we had a week or so, or two, where there was no a tree branch broke. The snow was heavy on the trees. We had a week or so where there was no sun at all, and we had to shut off everything. The only thing I left plug in full time was the modem to the solar, and we unplugged everything when not in use, and just used the bare minimum. And we used portable devices just to save the batteries. But I'm going to use the term off-grid because that's what we do. That's what we're striving to do, and that's what we're going to be. And so that's terms that's what our channel's about, and so I'm going to use it. I know that makes some people mad. They call me a liar, but there's a lot of people striving to become fully off the grid, and if they can't use the word off grid, then I don't know what they can do. I think people are nitpicky too much. Another thing, when we need extra money, we make something and sell it, or we create something. Like I do woodworking, and we have our store, and I have online skills that I can sell. We do not ever sell something somebody sent us. I am very sad. I read a comment from somebody recently who said he sent me a certain gift a while back, a few years ago, and says I immediately sold it as soon as I took it out of the package. Now, where do you get that idea? What evidence? Oh, he says specifically, I immediately sold it on Craigslist as soon as I took it out of the package. Where do you get such an idea? What evidence do you have? I don't do that. I don't believe in it. I know a lot of people through the years have told me, yeah, you can sell stuff that people have sent you. It's okay. I don't like it. I don't believe in it. I won't do it. So throughout the years, I have received gifts. People cared, and I value that. I treasure that, and I still have those things. So people who are telling you otherwise, ask them to prove it. It never happened. And it's very sad that people have believed those rumors. And sure, we've had financial troubles, and mostly due to the obstacles we face with people trying to wreck our sources of income. But still, we cannot get government aid. It's not an option. And I will not sell something somebody sent me, because I use almost everything anyway. Even to this date, I have pretty much everything in use somewhere or another, and if it's not, it's in the garage in a box, waiting for a project. So everything is here. And you'll see that through the years. You see things show up. But anyway, I was hoping to just get rid of some rumors that are floating around about all that, and about whether we're off the grid or not, because only a few times have I ever claimed we were fully off the grid, and that was in summer when we had so much energy to burn. I was running mining rigs for free on solar power to get free cryptocurrency. It was extra money to pay the bills. Why not? To improve our lifestyle at the end of the month, to have fun. We had extra money, and we had energy to burn. It was awesome. And then during power outages, obviously, we don't have grid power. But all this is in my videos. There's nothing hidden. So anyway, I'm going to get out of the way of the sun on my solar panels, so they can continue producing energy, so we can go in and burn it. Because today is one of those days. We got energy to burn, and I like it. Working on DIY Tube right now. We're switching over to a different server, which is going to improve performance and cut costs. And there again, that's all out in the open. I mentioned that I'm getting a, in quotes, new server. It doesn't mean it's more expensive. It just means it's new. It's a different one. Much cheaper. And it's, well, I won't go into technical details because nobody will understand it, but DIY Tube is improving while at the same time cutting costs. So that's a good thing that I found a way to do that. And in our store online, we had 205 visitors the other day after I did that video. So that's really good. And we're going to concentrate on that. And I don't ask for help. We just try to make our own way. And I think that is the American way. To strive to be self-sufficient, financially self-sufficient and independent, and to care for your own family in whatever way that you can, whatever way you find that you like to do that is not harming anybody, like making videos or selling groceries. So that's what we do. We're selling my services online for web work or whatever. Anyway, hopefully that clears up some rumors. I haven't been showing Michelle because something hurt me real bad. And it was a long-time viewer, really long supporter. I guess people have their bad days. I don't know what happened, but Michelle always helps me make coffee at work, at the office. She loves it. She absolutely has to be the one to hand me the filter and put it away, and hand me the coffee grounds and put it away. She has to be there. She loves that. And I wanted to share that with you. And somebody got mad and left me, a longtime subscriber, because I pimped out my daughter for views. I really thought you guys would love that and appreciate that, and that's why I did it. And that's sad. That's very sad, because he was a longtime viewer. And it's just, maybe he was just having a bad day or something. I hope if you see this, you'll come back, because it wasn't about views. It was about sharing how cute it was that she was helping. She wanted to help. She wanted to be there, and that was our routine. I was sharing our lives with you. But anyway, things are done with the store. The move is over, and I'll be making some videos, hopefully get some entertaining stuff going on. I know it's been a rough winter, but winters have always been rough for me with videos. If you go back through the years, I've always had a hard time getting good quality videos in winter. It's just hard. What are you going to do? Sweep off the solar panels today. Guess what I'm doing tomorrow? I'm going to sweep off the solar panels again. I'm going to shovel snow today. Guess what I'm going to do tomorrow? I'm going to shovel snow. I'm splitting firewood, hauling firewood, burning firewood, sweeping, shoveling. It's not very exciting. So that's just typical winter here in Michigan. There's a lot of snow and sweeping and shoveling and burning firewood. So I've got ideas though, so stay tuned. We're back. This is Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. Watch our videos as we strive to become fully self-sufficient and off the grid on a budget. Talk to you later.